morning. Within the next few minutes, it'll be the turn of the United States to enter the new millennium. Here, the celebrations continued well into the night as millions enjoyed street parties and fireworks. Police say there have been no serious problems, and fears that computers might crash during the switch to the new year have so far proved unfounded.
As Big Ben chimed in the new millennium, London's skyline exploded into life. 29,000 tons of fireworks creating a kaleidoscopic sensation witnessed by hundreds of thousands of revellers along the banks of the River Thames. And at the Dome in Greenwich, with the party well underway, the Queen linked arms with the Prime Minister for the more traditional sing-along. Celebrations for which the Archbishop of Canterbury reminded the nation of the spiritual significance with the simplest of prayers.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Around Britain, people were determined to make this a night to remember. Hogmanay swelled the noisy streets of Edinburgh. And in Cardiff, the Millennium Stadium rocked to the sound of the Manic Street Preachers. A musical theme in Northern Ireland too. But here the celebrations are also about a profound hope for peace in the new century. As the rest of the world shared in this once-in-a-lifetime experience, live television pictures were beamed to billions of homes. From Australia, where Sydney Harbour was engulfed in a spectacular fireworks display. More than 1 million people crowded the Champs-Élysées to watch the Eiffel Tower turn into a dazzling rocket-like torch. And turning westward, Rio de Janeiro caught up with the celebrations as only it knows how, with a giant beach party. After a night of worldwide high spirits, though, for many it's already time to start struggling home. But organisers of the biggest parties on earth will be thankful that almost everything went according to plan, with hardly a bug in sight. All that remains is the big clean-up. John McIntyre, BBC News.
And Britain's first babies of the new millennium arrived just seconds after the dawn of the century. A mother in Birmingham and another in London both gave birth as Big Ben was still ringing in the new year.
Baby Tamira was born at the Royal Free Hospital in London before Big Ben had even stopped chiming. She was delivered on the 4th bong, that's about 15 seconds after midnight.
The radio was on, and then when I heard Big Ben, I looked at the time, and that's when I realized that it was actually 12, and I just couldn't believe it.
Around 2,000 babies are born each day in Britain. That's more than one a minute. But in the first minute of the millennium, the number of babies born was well above average.
There she is.
But in Birmingham Women's Hospital, another baby girl was born at almost exactly the same time. She's so young, she hasn't even got a name yet. She was born 3 weeks early.
It was quite a surprise, I have to say. It was quite a surprise. But I'm just delighted that she's here.
And this is the first millennium baby born in the town of Bethlehem, where it all began. A baby boy, he was born in the Holy Family Maternity Hospital. Daniel Sandford, BBC News.
Russia's new acting president, Vladimir Putin, has made a surprise visit to Chechnya to award medals to soldiers involved in the conflict there. He praised the troops for keeping the Russian Federation intact. Mr. Putin has taken over from Boris Yeltsin, who resigned yesterday, saying he's done all he can. There'll be new elections in March. Most of the hostages freed from the hijacked Indian Airlines plane have now arrived back in Delhi. The crisis ended when the 5 hijackers agreed to free their hostages in return for the Indian government releasing 3 Kashmiri militants. The hijackers were driven away in waiting cars. The hostages were then allowed off the plane to return home. And that's it for now. It's time for a weather update with Isabel Lang. Isabel.
Thanks, Sean. Happy New Year to you.
And to you too.
Thanks ever so much. Hi there. Morning. Well, a much better sunrise for us today. Sunset was a bit disappointing, but we're really in between two weather systems, one coming into the northwest, and we still, of course, got the remnants of our system that affected us last night. That's still giving bits and pieces of drizzle down across Kent, into Sussex, in towards the Channel as well. But in between, we've got clear skies, a little bit of mist and fog, a little bit of ice as well. But really, for many of us, it's going to be a beautiful sunrise. A lot of sunshine there, as you can see on the chart. Temperatures, though, on the low side, only around 1 degree for, say, Glasgow and Belfast. And I think for Plymouth, probably the highest temperatures there at around 7 Celsius. But beautiful, I think, for the sunrise, and that's between about 8 and 9 o'clock this morning. Well, we've got a weather system coming into the north that's going to be bringing us our rain. That'll affect Scotland particularly through today, quite windy weather as well. Once that moves away, it's this next low that we've got to watch. That's going to wind itself up and move right across in towards Scotland for Sunday. Now, although Sunday's weather isn't going to be too bad, fog problems, I think, the main concern in the south, that low is going to wind itself up to bring us a risk of quite stormy conditions on Sunday night and into holiday Monday. So again, still some pretty changeable weather, but I suppose today, before all that happens, it really is going to be pretty good for many of us. A lot of sunshine, as I said. Now, across into the States, well then, Miami, pretty damn good actually at the moment, 26 degrees, that's 79 Fahrenheit and sunny skies as well. We do have a system though coming into the Pacific Northwest. That'll bring some snow to the Cascades. So I think for Seattle, well, we're looking there at temperatures of about 5 or 6 degrees and there will be some rain around. Otherwise though, well, yesterday was pretty good in the States and really for New Year's Day as well. It's a fairly quiet settled spell, high pressure in charge, apart from some systems coming into the northwest. Back home now and what we can expect for Sunday and then into the holiday Monday period. Well, we saw that low that's going to be winding itself up into the northwest. That's going to bring some gales and heavy rain right in across Ireland into Scotland as well. Not too bad though further south weather-wise, apart from that fog that could be quite reluctant to clear. And in fact, in the foggy areas, temperatures are going to be held back, really depressed. I think only around 4 or 5 degrees if you're out tomorrow. A real thing to sort of wrap up warm, one of those cold, dank days in the south. That rain then continuing to push its way in across the UK during Monday. Eventually, though, it'll clear south, giving us some wintry showers and gale-force winds. So a much more disturbed picture as we head away into the holiday Monday period. But if you're out today after a lovely sunrise, it'll be dry and settled. We'll get rid of the drizzle in the London area. The north, though, we'll see some rain pushing in. That's it from me for now. Back in about an hour, I think.